I'm going to help you change your life, but I'm not going to do that by preaching at you. Instead, I'm going to share a real life example of how I achieved a major goal, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it so that you can do the same. By the way, this video is sponsored by HubSpot. More on them later. Warning, I'm going to be talking about money. I know how that ruffles some feathers, so don't say I didn't warn you. One of my goals for this year was to make over £50,000 from public speaking / working with brands to host trainings and workshops. That was one of my goals, right? The reason for this is because I love public speaking, but in previous years, especially when I was just getting going, I struggled to earn money from it. I was doing a lot of gigs for free. A lot of them I was probably losing money on because I would travel to go and take part on. And whilst those experiences were amazing, I thought this year it's time for your girl to get paid. Now, a quick caveat on that goal is that £50,000 did not go straight into my pocket. I run a business, I have a team, I have expenses, and I pay a lot of tax, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so the first quick thing that I did to help me reach my goal, and the first thing that you need to do, is get very clear on why this goal must be met. Now, I know that I've got a financial figure attached to this goal, which is great. It allows me to measure whether or not I actually met the goal. But when it comes to establishing your why, it needs to be a bit deeper than that, right? So for me, I realized that the true why behind this goal was that in order for me to continue doing public speaking, which, as I said, is one of my favorite parts of my role, it had to start making sense financially. It was exhausting and it took time away from the other parts of my business which earn an income. As I said, I have a team, I have to be a responsible business owner. So I knew that if I wasn't going to make this work financially, I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. And that was my deeper why. Figure out what that deeper why is, write it somewhere, and remind yourself of it on a regular basis. The next thing I did, and the next thing you need to do, is you need to flip it and reverse it. I'm making a Missy Elliott reference. This is my first Missy Elliott reference in a YouTube video. Long overdue, if you ask me. So what I'm referring to here is taking this big shiny goal that you have, flipping it on its head and reversing it. What we often do is we write a goal, it's big, it's shiny, we love it. And then we just set it off into the universe and go like this and just hope that it happens, right? In order for this goal to actually happen, we've got to do way more work than that. We actually need to work backwards and figure out the different things that we need to do in order for this goal to become a reality. So let's funnel this big goal down into daily tasks. This is how we're going to do that. At the top, you've got your big shiny goal, the thing you're trying to achieve before the end of the year. Underneath that goal, you want to establish some quarterly goals. So what are you going to achieve every 3 months in order to make that goal a reality, right? So you're breaking that big goal down into 4 quarterly chunks. Underneath your quarterly goals, you need to break this down into weekly or monthly tasks. Whether you want to pick weekly or monthly is just going to depend on you and the way in which you work. But the point is that you're taking your quarterly goals and we're now creating something new. These are tasks. So these aren't just things that you're trying to achieve. These are the actual steps that you're going to take in order to achieve that quarterly goal, which is going to help you achieve the big goal. You're following? From your weekly or monthly tasks, you're going to create daily tasks. These are often created on a week-by-week basis. So at the end of every week, for example, what I would do is review my weekly task and I would break that down into smaller tasks and map that out over the next week to ensure that I actually get the bigger task done, right? So once you've done all this process, you should be in a position where you've got a day-by-day breakdown of the different tasks you need to do. Those tasks are going to help you complete your bigger monthly or weekly tasks. Those are going to help you achieve your quarterly goals. Those are going to help you achieve your big, shiny, beautiful goal, right? Let me give you an example of what my goals would look like just to really bring this to life, really hammer this point home. My big goal, 50K from public speaking that year. Great. My quarterly goals included the amount of public speaking gigs that I wanted per quarter and also the amount of money that I wanted to earn from these gigs per quarter. My weekly / monthly tasks included pitching to a certain amount of brands or businesses every single week or every single month in order for me to land these gigs. My daily tasks included things like refining my pitches, practicing presenting, watching other public speakers and analyzing them to improve my craft, right? And all of those things allowed me to eventually reach my big goal. A pro tip for you guys if you're struggling with this is use AI. Open up ChatGPT and tell it what your big goal for the year is. Then ask ChatGPT to break this big goal down into quarterly goals, weekly tasks, and daily tasks and see what it gives you. It might not give you the exact plan that you want, but it's definitely going to help you get started. Before we talk about the next thing that I did and that you're going to do to change your life and reach your goals, I do want to share a quick free resource with you. Now, I know that a lot of you guys who watch my videos are marketers, wannabe marketers, or just interested in the world of marketing. And yes, that is you if you use social media to promote your business, your brand, or yourself. you fall into that category. I therefore wanted to share a free resource with you, which is going to really help you reach your marketing goals this year. HubSpot have released a free AI prompts resource, which they created in collaboration with Mindstream. Now, I want you to imagine having 1,000 AI-driven prompts designed to spark creativity and boost your productivity. Just imagine how much that would help you reach any of your goals in the coming years. That is exactly what this resource provides. So when you download this resource, you get access to 1,000 prompts tailored for marketers, entrepreneurs, and creators. Think of this as a super smart cheat sheet, which allows you to think outside of the box, come up with incredible ideas, and buy back some of your incredibly precious time. It covers everything you need from SEO, social media, lead generation, and brand building, and it's all in one place. What I love the most about these prompts is that they're super customizable, so you can adapt them to suit your different business needs, whether it's content creation, brand strategy, or streamlining your workflows. It's essentially like having your own productivity assistant. From brainstorming new campaigns, tackling complex projects, these prompts make everything a lot easier. We all know that getting started and those early days of reaching your goals can be really, really difficult. So these prompts make that so much easier for you so that you can focus on building meaningful connections with your community instead. So if you want to get these 1,000 AI prompts, which will completely revolutionize the way that you work, head to the link in my description. Thank you, HubSpot, for sponsoring this video. So the next thing that I did, and not enough people talk about this, people miss this step all the time, is I made some cuts. If you have a new goal, you're trying to change your life in some way, I'm willing to bet that this goal is going to require more work from you, right? If you're going to commit yourself to achieving something that's going to take more work and therefore take more time, you need to figure out where that time is going to come from. This is the part that trips a lot of people up. We come up with these amazing goals, we realize it's going to take 5 hours per week to achieve that goal, we don't have a spare 5 hours, and therefore the goal never gets reached, right? You either need to cut something out of your life so that you have more time, or you need to hire someone so that you can get some time back, which I know not everyone can do. What I did to help me reach my goal is that I started to say no to more public speaking opportunities. That might sound counterintuitive, but essentially what I did is I became very strict on the public speaking gigs that I would accept. I would only accept ones which were either willing to meet my public speaking rate, because that would help me reach my income goal for public speaking, or if they didn't have the budget, I would only do that event if I thought there was a fair value exchange happening. For example, if I knew that I would have the opportunity to speak to a bunch of people who would potentially become my consultancy clients one day, or maybe they become my next YouTube subscriber. Also, I would have to bear in mind things like, where is the gig? If it's far away and I'm not getting much value from it, then I'm probably not going to do it. So I had to consider those things. And by doing that, I said no to a lot of gigs, but that gave me the time, the space, and the capacity to go after the ones that had more value and that would help me reach my goal. The next thing we need to consider here is our motivational levels, because let's be honest, we're all super motivated when we write our goal down, but our motivation goes like this the second the goal's on the piece of paper. It's like poof, motivation absolutely vanishes. Now, it is worth saying that motivation isn't always going to be the thing that gets you to where you want to be. Discipline is going to be that thing, but we're going to touch on how you can trigger discipline in just a moment. For now, we're talking about ways that you can hack your motivation to give you those quick bursts of energy when you're really struggling to complete those daily and weekly tasks, which are going to help you reach your goal. The first thing that's going to help you is being intentional with celebrating your small wins. You've probably heard someone tell you to celebrate the small wins before. The difference here is that I'm telling you to be intentional with it. What I mean by that is writing down a list of milestones that you are going to reach throughout the next year that are going to get you towards your goal. For example, for me, one would be sending out my first pitch of the year. The next one would be getting a response from my first brand that I pitched to for a public speaking gig. Another one would be landing my first paid gig for the year, so on and so forth. And I wrote down a bunch of these. There were loads. The more, the better, in my opinion, right? All of these were small wins, and I specified what I would get as a result of that win. Now, this might be embarrassing to admit, but 9 times out of 10, the reward that I would get was like a takeaway. I'm going through a real Greek food phase at the moment. So that's basically what I would give myself every single time I achieved one of these small wins. Write down little things that you're going to give yourself. Maybe you're going to allow yourself to buy a new pair of trainers. Maybe you're going to visit that restaurant that you really want to visit. Maybe you're going to take a morning off and just have a lie-in. Just think about different things that you can offer yourself. Write them down so they're there and they're intentional, because this increases the chances of you actually giving yourself those wins, right? These are the things that will keep you motivated throughout the year. Next thing you want to do is to find a quote that really resonates with you and to write it everywhere and to remind yourself of it on a regular basis. Honestly, the one that helped me the most this year was, I don't even think this is a quote. If it is a quote, I don't know who said it. So if you know who said it, let me know in the comments so that I can credit them. No one else is going to do the work. I don't think that's a quote. It's also not the sexiest of the quotes, let's be real, but it's really worked for me this year. And keep in mind that just because you have a favorite quote doesn't mean it's going to really hit you in the way that you need it to. You might need to change your quotes every few months if they're just not landing anymore. You want to make a quote that really makes you stop for a second. And I know, as I said, mine isn't the sexiest of quotes. The reason why this works for me so well is because it's just so true. I don't know how else to describe it without sounding just ridiculous, but like when you work for yourself, and yes, I have a team, but at the end of the day, the work that I'm referring to, I'm literally the only person who can do it, right? When you work for yourself and you remind yourself that literally no one else is going to do this work. So if this work needs to get done, either I do it now or I put it off and have to do it in the future. Either way, I need to do this work. So I might as well just do it now, right? I'm always going to have to get this piece of work done. No one's ever going to do this for me. Do you see why that was hitting with me so much? I mean, it might not work for you, in which case, find a different quote. Third tactic to try is mood boards, vision boards, putting them everywhere. An app that I really like for this is called Shuffles, Pinterest Shuffles. This isn't sponsored by them, by the way, but I did work with them a couple years back. It's their sister app, which allows you to create a collage. It's really cool. I'm going to link to a video up here where I teach you how to use it, but it's great for creating vision boards and mood boards. Always remember to populate them with things that really get you going, like stuff that you look at and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for that to be my life. I have that as my background on my phone, but only during work hours. You can tell I'm a type A personality. Only during work hours, my background will change to my mood board because it motivates me. And then the second my work day's done, it flips back to a photo from my wedding. And that's my way of like flipping myself into work mode and then flipping myself out and also keeping me motivated. So do with that what you will. So the next point I did already allude to, it's all about discipline. People often say that motivation will only get you so far. Discipline is going to be the thing that really, really drives you towards your goals. And I completely agree. But discipline, like motivation, can also be fleeting. Things that help me trigger my discipline when I feel like it's waning a bit include habit stacking. So if I've got a new habit that I'm trying to create, I will attach it to a habit that I already have to make it easier to do my new habit. So if the goal that you're trying to reach includes creating some form of new habit, that could work really well for you. Assigning time for focus work and time blocking my day are huge things that really help me as well. You may have seen my Instagram stories before where I share a breakdown of every single thing that I'm doing that day. I do this for my Google Calendar every single day without fail so that I can clearly see what I need to do, when I need to do it, and also so that I can catch myself when I'm procrastinating or spending too long on a task. It allows me to keep my day moving and also gives me the best possible chance of me actually completing my to-do list. The final thing that I did to help me reach my goal, and that's going to help you too, is I implemented a few things to help me stay on track. Unfortunately, it's not enough just to do all the things that I've already explained. We also need to make sure that we're checking in on our goal to make sure that we're on track to actually meet it. There was a few different ways that I would do this. Every single week on a Sunday, I have a bath. I don't know why I got really awkward there and just left that there, because suddenly I felt like, I don't know why that suddenly felt really personal. Anyway, every Sunday I have a bath, and this is relevant for this reason. During that time, I will reflect on the week that I've just had. I will look at my to-do list for the next week. I will make sure that I'm really clear on that one thing I need to achieve next week. I remind myself on what my big goal is. It's like my reflection time. That's why it's relevant that I'm telling you that every Sunday I have a bath. It's my reflection time, and it really helps me keep centered towards my big goals. In addition to this, at the end of every month, I spend an entire day doing a financial review, a content review, a team review, all the reviews to make sure my business is on track. And I also review my goals during that time as well. Now, in addition to those end of week and end of month reviews, I also do quarterly reviews on my goals, which are super important because you remember that we actually broke our big goal into quarterly goals. So actually having this time is super important. And I, of course, do annual reviews as well. Does that sound excessive? Yes. But does that not seamlessly fit with our entire approach to reaching our goals that I've broken down in today's video? Yes. It perfectly fits. And unfortunately, as excessive as it feels, it is what's required in order for you to stay on track and actually reach that big goal, which you can do if you apply the tips that I've shared in today's video. Okay, so you're going to change your life and reach your goals this year. I'm super happy for you. Can't wait for you to achieve everything. Don't forget that you can grab HubSpot's resource all about unlocking your marketing superpowers via the link in my description. It's completely free. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about what to do if your content is flopping. I know that's a negative subject, but it's important that we're all aware on how to manage our flop errors in the coming year, because they will come. That is the nature of social media and entrepreneurship. So even though it's a negative video, it's well worth a watch. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I cannot wait to see you in my next video.